So this is my bottom thing from last night after we saw the Yafai stop Sonny Edwards in a spectacular one-sided performance. We saw the Yafai stop Sonny Edwards inside 6 rounds, which was, I would say, was a bit of a shock. Bit of an upset, because I think everyone would have went Sonny Edwards to win when you compare the resumes, and Sonny Edwards has been at world level and been a world champion, that we all thought it'll be too early for the Hall. But fair play to the Hall who actually did cause Sonny Edwards to announce his retirement at the end of the fight. But we'll get on to the Hall's performance first. I think he deserves all the praise, because jumped on him just like that, didn't he? Just jumped on Sonny Edwards from the first bell. All over him. He was all over Sonny Edwards. And he caused Sonny Edwards to fight his fight, to fight Yafai's fight. And Sonny Edwards just simply had no answers. Just simply had no answer to it. And it was inevitable that stoppage was coming from the Yafai. I think it was like after the first round, you could say, this ain't an end dud for Sonny at all. This ain't an end dud. I think it was after round 2 or round 3, Sonny Edwards said, I don't want to be here. And that's already a sign where, if he's saying that, I think you need to pull him out, in my opinion. Yeah, if he's saying that. Because his mentality just wasn't there for me, for Sonny Edwards. And I looked at Sonny Edwards and I thought, even in the build-up, I thought there was something a bit different about him. He wasn't being a wind-up merchant. This was built up as a heated rivalry, but they were respected to each other. It was mainly the brothers, wasn't it, that had a bit of beef with each other. So I just don't know what was going on with Sonny Edwards, to be honest with you. I just don't know what was going on. I just don't know what was going on with Sonny Edwards. It's just not. He was more calm, wasn't he? Just respectful. And I thought to myself, not like Sonny Edwards, that. But fair play, Sonny Edwards said afterwards that his head's just not in it anymore for boxing. And Sonny Edwards has done a lot for boxing. He's won. He's been a world champion. Real shame though. It is a real shame to see him retire, because I still felt he had more fights in him, in my opinion, Sonny Edwards. Obviously, no shame in using to one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in Jesse Bamwood-Reedheads, in my opinion. And then, obviously, this was a rivalry, and could have went 50-50, so. But yeah, I think the Howard fight deserves all the credit though. What a performance from him. Absolute statement performance from the Howard fight. And it's proved me 21. I thought Sonny Edwards would win easy on points with his win IQ and win factor and movement, but I was totally wrong. And now it shut me up, and now the Howard fight definitely deserves that fight for the WBC world title for me. That should be his next fight, in my opinion. But elsewhere on the card, we saw Conor Walker return to winning ways with a well, I say deserved. I say it was a dominant, decision victory over the tough Lewis Ritson. Lewis Ritson is another fighter who should retire, in my opinion. Always a tough operator, isn't he, Lewis Ritson? But he was there but these days, he's there to survive for me, Lewis Ritson. Conor Walker totally dominated the fight, won every round. Maybe apart from the final round where, to be fair, Lewis Ritson did have Conor Walker hurt in terms of the final round, because they did back Conor Walker off a bit when he did tip him. But yeah, Conor Walker, so good. Really good, Conor Walker. So technical. His technical ability is on point. His volume of punching as well. His volume combinations, Conor Walker as well. Quite similar to Usyk. quite similar to Usyk, but obviously not like Usyk. He was more to and for, a ton of water. And what next for him? I think he deserves a big fight. I thought it was unlucky to use the US quarter. I actually thought he did beat US quarter in the last fight. And I think it should be a big fight next for him. Why not Josh Taylor? Josh Taylor's rumoured to sign with Matchroom. And Josh Taylor is moving up to Conor Watts' division of welterweight as well. It's a big Josh Taylor is a big name. Obviously, Conor Watts is not that big name at all. But why not? Why not test yourself against Josh Taylor, a former world champion, former undisputed world champion? Why not? Great fight for Conor Watts. It's a big name for Conor Watts as well. And I think that's a close fight. That's a good matchup that should be made, in my opinion. Because Josh Taylor, most recently, not being the prime Josh Taylor, in my opinion. So I don't see why we can't make that fight next. Stephen Conway edged Wayne Taylor by split decision to pick up the 13th Commonwealth middleweight title. I think the scorecards were too nice to Wayne Taylor, because for me, Wayne Taylor for me only won probably 4 rounds at best. I think Stephen Conway definitely won more rounds than Wayne Taylor. Wayne Taylor did start the fight well, Wayne Taylor. But I think it was after 3 rounds for me. After 3 rounds, Stephen Conway took over the fight and was dominant. Thought he was dominant after that, despite it was a competitive back and forward. But it's job done for Stephen Conway. And Stephen Conway, what next for him? I think he's going to be the Brad Paul's Denzel Bentley winner, as that's been ordered. As much as I wanted to see Conway against Alan Matena. But I think Wayne Taylor might actually get the Alan Matena fight. I think that'll be a good fight to make between them two. And if the user Brad Paul's Denzel Bentley will probably get the Tyler Denny fight. So it's a bit of a triple threat, isn't it? A bit of a triple threat, really, in terms of that division. Cameron Thorne defeated Davin Quinn in his massive step up. But for me, it was a controversial decision, definitely controversial. Tremendous effort from Cameron Thorne. But for me, I stood at 6-4 in Davin Quinn's favour. I thought Davin Quinn did more of the work. I thought he was a more presser fighter. He was putting the pressure on that Cameron Thorne as well. He was putting the pressure on Cameron Thorne. Cameron Thorne started the fight well, but then I think after 3 or 4 rounds, I think Davin Quinn took over, in my opinion. So I think we need to see that rematch between the two of them, because it was horrendous storm from the judges again. And when are the judges going to start taking accountability and start banning these judges? But yes, wait and see. But the rematch needs to happen. And even Eddie Hearn, Cameron Thorne's promoter, said Davin Quinn won the fight. That says it all. That says it all for me. And finally, we saw the fraternal Talon Smith stopping Carlos Davan in round 5, chopping him once in the 4th round and twice in the 5th round. Look, it's job done for Talon Smith, job done for him, but I don't believe Talon Smith should earn the Joshua Lassie or a world title fight for me. I still look at Talon Smith and think to myself, he's probably only got one more fight yet. And that's why I picked Yinden Arthur as a fight for Talon Smith. I know that may seem disrespectful to Talon Smith, but I think we're giving him false hope, in my opinion, by putting him in with Buatsi and he can win another world title. Age waits for no man. Let's be real now. Let's be real. He's had an incredible career, Talon Smith. I think he should only have one more fight, and that's with Yinden Arthur, and then retire after that, in my opinion, because I just don't believe Talon Smith will go on to win another world title, and I don't think he beats Buatsi or the top fighters in that division. But that's my boxing review. Feel free to leave your thoughts down below in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.